Peter Singer is a world-renowned philosopher and ethicist. He's perhaps best known for his book Animal Liberation, which I read years ago, and he's now the author of The Life You Can Save, Acting Now to End World Poverty. Welcome to the show, Peter Singer. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Now, look, I live in the United States. I am an entitled, narcissistic consumer as a citizen. I have a conscience, I believe. I am a relatively moral person. I have compassion. I don't really think, after going through your book, that I have a real understanding of what poverty means. What is it that people really don't understand about poverty, like a guy who's just trying to get by on a day-to-day basis?
I think one thing they don't understand is how very small amounts of money can make a huge difference to people when they're in such extreme poverty. That the amount that we spend on a bottle of water, when we could drink just the water that comes out of the tap, is all that a family might have to live on for an entire day. Or at another extreme, that somebody might be blind because they've got some eye problem that makes them blind, where $50 would be enough to restore their sight. But they can't do that. They haven't got that sort of money. They can't get it.
Hasn't world poverty been reduced at all with all the aid that goes into it?
It has been reduced. If you look back 30 or 40 years, then about 40% of the world's population was in extreme poverty, as defined by the World Bank as not having enough income to meet their basic needs. Now we're down to something like 20%. So we've halved the proportion of the world's population. So it's a more manageable problem, but it's still huge. We still have more than 1 billion people living in extreme poverty. We still have, according to UNICEF, about 10 million children dying every year from causes related to their poverty.
Do you think that overpopulation is playing into this and that there has to be something addressed along those lines?
It is in some countries. I think there are some poor countries where population is growing too fast, Ethiopia, Democratic Republic of Congo. But the question is, how can we best help? And one of the ways to help is to help to educate people, particularly to make sure that girls get to go to school. There's lots of evidence that the more years of study a girl will have, even just 2 or 3 years of elementary school, the smaller the family she's likely to have, the lower the number of children.
What should each one of us be doing, and what should the government be doing?
Well, I think, firstly, we shouldn't just leave it to the government. I think each one of us can do something. If we have the resources to spend on things that we don't really need, and pretty much all of us do, then we have it in our power to do something directly. The government's aid is politically skewed. A lot of it has to be provided for with American goods and services, which are more expensive. Yeah, we could have a much better government aid program, but don't wait for the government to do it for you, is what I'm saying. Tax yourself, if you like. And I've got a website, thelifeyoucansave.com, where I say what I think you ought to be giving in proportion to your income. It's a sliding scale. As you earn more, you ought to give a higher percentage. And if we give to the non-profit agencies, and I suggest some organizations that I think are effective you can give it to, then I think we're a lot more effective than the government's aid. So I think we should feel that we have the power in it to make a difference.